Now we're starting the last kingdom of life, the animals. Animals have evolved into many different forms, and there are not many characteristics that they all share. However, there are some basic characteristics of all animals. They are all multicellular with eukaryotic cells. Also, they are all heterotrophs, so they need to consume food to get their energy. Because animals are multicellular, most of their cells are protected from the external environment. Those cells on the inside are impacted much more by the internal environment than the outside environment. They maintain their internal environment by performing homeostasis, which is a general term for regulating conditions inside the body. Animal bodies have several different levels of organization. At the smallest level is the individual cell. Cells are organized into tissues, which are groups of cells that share similar structures and functions. When we talk about the different tissues in the animal body, you'll see that there are 4 different types. Tissues are organized into organs, which are groups of tissues specialized to perform a particular function. And finally, organs are organized into organ systems, groups of organs working together to accomplish certain tasks in the body. Now let's talk about the smallest levels of organization, cells and tissues. There are 4 types of tissues in animals: connective, epithelial, muscle, and nervous tissues. Connective tissue is found in many places in the body. It makes up our bones and also provides cushioning, support, and lubrication to other tissues. One of the defining characteristics of connective tissues is that it consists of living cells in a non-living matrix. For example, in bones, the living cells are found within a matrix made up primarily of calcium that gives bones their strength and rigidity. There are many different types of connective tissues, and they're organized into 2 main groups: the connective tissue proper, which includes tendons and ligaments, as well as all the loose connective tissue surrounding our organs, and the special connective tissues, the bone, cartilage, and blood. So let's start with the connective tissue proper. There are 2 groups of tissues here. The first is the loose connective tissue, which again includes both fat and connective tissue that surrounds and protects the organs. As we go through these different connective tissues, pay attention to what their non-living matrix is made up of, what their function is in the body, and what specific tissues fall into each group. The loose connective tissue has a matrix that is flexible and soft to provide cushion, lubrication, and insulation. Its matrix is gelatinous and is partially made up of collagen. In the dense connective tissue, we have tissues that have even more collagen in their matrix. This makes them stronger and more elastic. So our tendons and ligaments, which connect bones to muscles, or muscles to bones, are made up of dense connective tissue. Now we're going to move into the special connective tissues. You might not think of bone as a living tissue, but it is actually a very specialized type of connective tissue. Again, its matrix is made up of calcium, which makes it very rigid, giving us a strong structure to support and protect our bodies, and places for muscles to attach so we can move. Cartilage is another special connective tissue. It's made up primarily of collagen, like the tendons and ligaments, but it's a little harder than tendons and ligaments. However, it's still much softer and more flexible than bone. Cartilage has several different functions. For example, it's found between our joints where it provides cushioning and lubrication, so we don't have bones grinding against bones. It also provides structural support in places like our nose and ears. A fun fact about sharks is that they don't have bones at all. Their skeleton is made up entirely of cartilage. If you haven't already, open up Participation Assignment 9 and answer this question. And finally, we have the last special connective tissue, blood. Blood is another one that you may not think of as a tissue because it's liquid instead of a solid. But again, it's a type of special connective tissue. Its matrix is made up of liquid plasma, and different types of living cells are found floating in that plasma. Its function is circulating things like oxygen, nutrients, and hormones around the body.